Hi there, Eve here from Vitamin Eve Nutrition Counseling. And today we're going to talk about what to do when the chocolate starts to call you. But before we talk about that, I just want to say thank you to all of my subscribers. Thank you for all of your fun comments, for your interaction, for your question. It means so much to me to hear from you. And I just wanted to remind everybody out there that for the month of July 2021, I'm offering a complimentary session with me. And if you'd like that session, there's a link in the description below. I'll talk more about that at the end of this video for more information around that. Because I want to jump in and I want to talk about what to do when the chocolate is calling. You know what I mean when the chocolate is calling. Well, for me, it was chocolate. For you, it might be something else. It might be the ice cream, the chips, or whatever. When the food is calling you, you could be sitting at home, getting some work done, and out of nowhere, boom, the chocolate is calling, or you may be just coming home after a long day. Boom, the chocolate could be calling you. Maybe after a meal with a nice cup of hot tea. Boom, the chocolate may be calling you. Or maybe in the middle of an argument. Boom, the chocolate may call you. Or maybe before cleaning the house, you may notice that suddenly chocolate is calling your name. So what are other situations that you might find yourself in that the chocolate or whatever the food in question is may start calling your name? Because today I want to talk about what to do in that situation. Well, if you've been following me for a while, you might think that I'm going to say, eat it. If you have the craving for the chocolate, go ahead and eat it. However, I'm not saying that. Because if chocolate is calling you, as much as chocolate used to be calling me, there aren't enough bars of chocolate out there to satisfy that. So that's not my answer. Then you might be thinking, I'm saying if the chocolate is calling you, then ignore it. I'm not saying that either, because as we know, if you start to restrict yourself, you might start to feel deprived, and deprivation is one of the things that leads to food obsession. So then what do? Next time the chocolate is calling you, what I want you to do is pick up the phone. I'm not saying eat the phone, and I'm not saying to ignore the phone. What I'm saying is to pick up the phone and say, hello. Let me get a little bit deeper. Because every time the chocolate is calling, that means there's a part of you that's calling for your attention. You heard that right. Whenever the chocolate or a piece of food is calling your name, it could be an indicator that a part of you is trying to call you for your own attention. And what I want you to do is I want you to pick up the phone and say hello. I want you to use that as a cue to check in with yourself. And ask yourself, could I actually be physically hungry? And if you're hungry, well, I want you to give yourself something satisfying to eat. Or I want you to check in if you get that call from chocolate. I want you to ask yourself if you're giving yourself adequate nutrition. Did you know not getting enough protein or not getting enough carbohydrates or not getting enough vegetables could actually cause cravings? So I want you to ask yourself if you're providing yourself enough of those foods. If you are, great. If you could answer yes to those, no to those questions, like I'm not too hungry, I'm giving myself adequate nutrition, I want you to check in to see if that craving for chocolate is emotional in nature. Oftentimes it could be for some people. And if it is, to take time to reflect on what's going on and to actually feel those feelings. Of course, I've had videos and I'll still create videos on how to feel your feelings, but that's a great place to start. You might ask then, well, Eve, what if the chocolate calls me and, I'm already down half a box of chocolates and, I didn't even realize that I was being called by chocolate. What do I do then? If you find yourself in that situation, I want you to say, hooray, that you're becoming conscious of your cravings even sooner. That's definitely a win. Another question people ask me is, Eve, what if I know that I'm going for the chocolate emotionally and I choose to eat it anyway? And to that, I want to say, bravo to you too. After all, it's a conscious choice. And I want you to know you might not always be wanting, willing, or able to feel the feeling in question. Learning how to feel your feelings takes some time, and it's a skill, and to be patient with yourself. So I want to end by saying that next time chocolate is calling, what do I want you to do? I want you to pick up the phone. What are some reasons why the chocolate may call you? Well, it might be after a hard day at work. It might be part of your ritual when you get home. It might be after a meal with a nice cup of hot tea. Or maybe it might be a gift that your honey buddy got you, maybe a box of chocolates or a couple of bars of chocolate, so it might make it feel more irresistible. In any case, anytime the chocolate is calling you, I want you to pick up the phone and I want you to say hello. Use that call as an indicator that part of you is trying to get your own attention. And some things I want you to check in for is, did you get enough food? Are you getting adequate nutrition? Could something emotional be going on? Or is it a legitimate craving for chocolate? And if it is a legitimate craving for chocolate, what I want you to do is I want you to take your chocolate and I want you to savor it. And the way you savor chocolate, I'm going to do a demonstration now, so trigger warning, I'm about to have a piece of chocolate, so if you want to join me, please feel free, is you take that chocolate and you put it in your mouth and you allow it to melt. Actually, it's only when chocolate melts that you get the flavor molecules releasing into your taste buds. That's why when you first put the chocolate in your mouth, there isn't that much of a strong flavor. However, when you let the chocolate melt, the flavor molecules get released and they get into your taste buds so you could actually taste the flavor. So if you're doing this with me, or if you want to do this with me, pause me, go grab a piece of chocolate and take a bite. And notice how when you allow the chocolate to melt on your tongue, not only does the flavor become more intense, but you also get this velvety, lovely thing happening, this coating thing. That's happening to me right now. I could feel my salivary glands going crazy. Oh my goodness, this is a dark piece of chocolate. It's one of my favorite types of chocolate too. Oh, it's so enjoyable. And I just want you to allow yourself for the chocolate to melt on your tongue. Technically, this is the way we're meant to eat chocolate, is by allowing it to melt on our tongues. And what I find so fascinating is so many people, eat handfuls of M&Ms at a time, or they'll have like a bunch of, they'll chew through a Snickers or a Hershey Kiss. But technically the way we're meant to eat chocolate is by allowing it to melt on our tongues. So this one little bite I took is still melting in my mouth and giving me so much pleasure around my tongue because of the flavor, because of the texture. There also seems to be like a warming of the chocolate, and that actually cools my tongue. Anyway, I hope you found this video helpful. So next time the chocolate calls you, I want you to pick up the phone. So thank you so much for watching. And for those of you who are interested in having a complimentary food freedom coaching session with me, there's a link below. And during that call, it's a private call with me. It's totally complimentary. It's my gift. If you've never had it, I like to offer it to my subscribers. And during that call, you'll get a chance to get a clear idea of what food freedom means to you. And I really feel that's a really important foundation in creating food freedom, is to create clarity of what exactly that means to you. And we get to do that together in a call. Then from there, we're gonna develop a written list of the things that are sabotaging you, keeping you stuck, holding you back, and it might not be what you think it is. And it's so powerful to have that list, and I'll help you brainstorm the things that are holding you back that you might not even be realizing. And so by the end of the call, you'll have more clarity, more motivation, and more inspiration to heal your relationship with food. So I hope this was helpful, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.